I hope like all YouTube family are doing well. So today we have one of the new candidate named Kishore Pawar. So we can start with the interview of Kishore Pawar. Okay. So yeah, Kishore, can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, good afternoon. So my name is Kishore Pawar. I am from Mehkar, which is placed in Buldhana, Maharashtra. Okay, I
Okay.
have completed my schooling from Maharashtra State Board 10 plus 12.
Uh-huh.
Okay, after that, I have completed my Bachelor of Engineering in Computer Science and Engineering. And currently, I am working in a Wipro as a software test engineer. Okay, I have
Okay.
joined Wipro in October 2021. Since now, I'm
Okay.
working as a manual as well as automation test engineer. Okay, I'm currently
Okay.
working on a client locations. Okay, in client locations, I
Okay.
have to handle multiple uh, jobs. Actually, sometimes I have to
Yeah.
work in a manual, sometimes I have to work in automations. Okay, so
Okay.
that's why. And my roles and responsible on the projects of client location. So I have to work in a manual testing activity. So preparing test scenarios. On the basis of test scenarios, I have to write the test cases. Okay, and
Okay.
after writing the test cases, I have to review these test cases from my test leads. Okay, after reviewing, getting the upload from the test cases, I have to execute it step by step and validate the functionality of the what is the functionality I have to test by checking and each and every whether it is working as per customer requirements or not. Okay, if there is any
Okay.
defect, so we track them, we detect them, and we raise by using some uh, defect tracking tools like Jira or GitHub, GitLab.
Okay.
Okay, and then we do the same procedure after retesting and all these things. Uh, in
Okay.
up sometimes, so we have to identify the test cases which are having some end-to-end scenario, and we can do some automations on that. So on the basis of that,
Mm-hmm.
so we identifying that test cases and we trying to convert it from manual to automated script by using Selenium WebDriver, Java. Okay, with this,
Java.
yeah,
Okay.
okay, by using Eclipse. Okay, we write
Okay.
the test scripts by using TestNG framework, Maven,
Mm-hmm.
and some reportings. Okay,
Okay.
on the basis of that, so we execute that test cases. Okay, and we add in every sprint we add some test cases from our the test cases to the regression suite. Okay, and we have
Okay.
to
Okay.
do the regression suite at every release. So we perform the regression on completely automations. Sometimes not completely, but we try to
Okay.
do it on a maximum 90% or 80%, but it's not a completely.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we try to
Okay.
execute automation suite on the basis of our by using the framework, habit framework, and
Okay.
automations,
Okay.
and generate the reports, and we send it on to on daily basis, and we send the
Mm-hmm.
weekly reports also. Um, and okay, that's it from my
Yeah.
end. Yeah.
Yeah. That's good to hear. Like you are working as a hybrid tester. I'm using the word methodology as a hybrid tester in terms of we
Yeah.
are the key players. We are working on manual as well, automation as well,
Yes.
API as well.
Yes. Yes.
Whatsoever functionality which gives to us, we are just try to fit into that particular
Mhm.
frame. Like right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, Kishore. So can you elaborate, like as you have told, we are running. So you are running your regression suite
Mhm.
like on timely basis. So can you just elaborate that how what is the exact process of running your regression suite in your particular
Okay,
company?
actually regressions what is what, so we are working in a multiple release on the sprint basis. So
Mm-hmm.
in every release
Okay.
we are working on some critical issues. Okay, and
Okay.
in that critical issues we have to add, suppose they are able to automated. Okay, so we move it in a regression suits. Okay, so
Okay.
what in a current sprint, suppose we are working some current critical functionality, we test it. Okay, and if there is any change requirements or on the basis of that we get it, so we try to taste it in that sprint. Okay, but because of that
Okay.
new changes, so we have to validate that so our previous test cases or functionality is getting affected or not. Okay, so we
Mm-hmm.
execute all the regression suits, what are the test cases in that, so we automate it. Okay, and if there is
Okay.
any failure, so we trying to detect that failures, why it's failures, and trying to
Okay.
overcome it.
Okay. So my next question to you is like, so how you are running your regression suite? Can you please tell me that?
Yeah, in a regression suite, we create one suite. Okay, in
Okay.
our framework, habit framework. Okay, and we
Okay.
adding all the test cases in that. Okay, it is a POM page object model
Yeah.
pattern, design pattern.
Okay.
Okay, so
That's
we,
right.
yeah, yeah, we add it. Okay, and after adding it, so we use a testng.xml file. Okay, so
Okay.
with the help of testng.xml files, we add all the test cases, okay, as a suite, means our master suite,
Okay.
testng.xml master, okay, and we
Mm-hmm.
on the right clicking on a run as a testng suite, so we execute all the test cases in our framework.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is that the case you are running? So let's suppose
Hmm.
you have got the build for the
Hmm.
regression, like right, whatsoever the sprint changes, XYZ sprint is running on,
Hmm.
and at the end of the sprint, you have to release it on the prod deployment. So
Hmm.
is that the case? You are running your automation on manual basis, or whether you have done some CI/CD, like
CI/CD, what happens? So it is a banking domain. So they're
okay.
having some urgency in a sprint. So we go through the manual. Okay. So manual is complete. So we
Yeah,
move.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's 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 totally fine.
Yeah.
You are going first manual, then you
Yeah.
are going for the regression.
Yes. Yes.
It's totally fine. Just what I want to understand is like, you are running that particular automation suite manually, or you are running with the help of CI/CD. Just I want to know that.
No, manually. So we are not using some CI/CD.
Manually.
Yeah.
Okay, but okay, it's fine. But ideally, okay, but ideally, what is the case? We are
Mhm.
using
Yes. Yes.
CI/CD tools only. Like, right, let's suppose we have GitHub Actions,
Jenkins.
or
Yeah.
we have and the Jenkins or
Yes.
something like,
Jenkins.
right.
Yeah.
We are just running that particular job, and then after
Mm-hmm.
running that particular job, we'll get the exact report
Mm-hmm.
on the end. Like, so in this case, if you want to run your automation at any time, like, right, at the
Yes.
human,
Yes.
let's suppose I want to run my automation
Mm-hmm.
a job at 2 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the like morning, like at 2
On the
a.m.
schedule
I'm
basis, we can
asking
run it
that,
on the
right,
schedule
on
basis.
schedule basis. So it's not the case now. We'll always available.
Mm-hmm.
We'll open our system from the local
Yes.
system. We'll run that. So
Yes. Yes.
in this case, ideal way is to run by using the CI/CD one, like, right.
Yeah, we
Okay.
are going to implement in our project also, but
Okay.
due
Okay.
to some
Right.
time complexity, so we are doing
Okay. Okay.
as yeah, yeah,
Understand. Okay, no
yeah.
issues. Okay, so can you tell me about what is sprint?
Okay, sprint is we can say that. So in our sprint, it is a following a agile methodology. Okay, in agile
Okay,
methodology, so what is the work is divided into a sprint. Sprint is a duration, so having 2 weeks or 4 weeks. Okay, so we
okay,
can say that it is a framework type. So we are running a framework, so having some time, duration time. So we have to complete some stories in this sprint, suppose 2 weeks or 4 weeks. So in my project, we are
mm-hmm.
working on a 2 week sprints. Okay, so what are the
Okay,
deliverables we have to deliver in our sprint. So we are working on it on the
okay,
higher priority. Yeah.
okay. So explain me what is Scrum framework.
Scrum framework, it is also part of the agile methodology. So in a Scrum
Okay,
framework, we are having the Scrum teams, including some product owners, Scrum masters, testers, and developers.
mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Okay,
in a Scrum product, so product owner having a responsibility to taking the requirements from the stakeholders and customers, making some product backlogs, okay, in the form of documents.
okay,
And before starting the sprints, we have some sprint planning meetings. In the sprint planning
okay,
meetings, we identify the stories, okay, what we have to deliver in this current sprint. Okay, so we take the stories from the product backlogs and we make it a sprint backlog as, and we have to work on it. And we then after starting the sprint, our sprint durations, we have daily
mm-hmm.
meetings. Okay, we can say that daily stand-up meetings or daily scrum meetings. This is organized by the
Okay,
scrum masters. So in our daily scrum meetings, so we have to give our status. So what we have done in the previous day, and today what is the
okay, okay.
working on. Yeah.
It's fine. Okay, okay.
Mhm.
Okay. So can you tell me like what is the exact meaning of user stories, and
Mhm.
what role like acceptance criteria play in the user story, plays important role in the user stories? Can you tell me that?
Okay, user story, we can say that is a requirement. Okay, so we can say there's a collection of requirements. Okay, on the
Okay.
requirements, we are going to work on it. So what is the acceptance criteria means what exactly we have to uh, get the outcomes after testing. So we have to
Okay.
what are the criteria they are mentioned according to that. So what are the requirements after testing that? So we require this some outcomes or expected outcomes or expected
Mm-hmm.
behaviors. These are mentioned in acceptance criteria, and according to it, so we have to test it. Okay, so we are going
Okay.
to perform the testing on that.
Okay, understand. So, acceptance criteria, we can say in the simple words is like we have
Mhm.
to fulfill, they have given some conditions of that
Yes,
particular
yes.
user story. We have to fulfill that. If it is
Mhm.
working fine, then we can say the acceptance criteria for that user story has
Mhm.
been there, like, right.
Yeah.
Okay. So. So my next question to you is like, what is the meaning of epic?
Epic, it is a, we can say that in our Agile Scrum, we can say that is the bunch of user stories or collection of the
Okay.
user stories is called as epic. And user story
Hmm.
is a one requirement, we can say that, or a one
Okay.
functionality. So what we are going to test it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Best. Okay. So my next question to you is like, let's suppose you are testing one user story.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And after completion of that user story, like right, as a tester, so you will able to test, means if you got one user story, like right,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you have tested that user story, and after testing that user story you have got some defect, but it's not related to user story. So as a tester, means as a tester, how you will handle this particular
Okay, yeah,
situation?
sure, sure. Okay, so while we are trying to test that functionality and we got some defects, so first, what are the users to related developers? So I will reach to the developers. So whether it is, I will check with it. So I have found that defect. So can you please,
And that particular defect is not related to that user story, like
yeah,
right, then
yeah.
then how will handle this particular situation, or else
Mhm.
unless and until that defect is not related to that particular scope of user story,
Yeah.
you will able to hold that ticket, or you will able to just push that ticket to the sign off, or how will you convince to the developer key boss,
Mhm.
like I have got this defect during the testing.
Mhm.
Okay, and the developer is like is not listening to you.
Mhm.
No, no, this is not the scope of the ticket, and I'm not going to solve this in this current
Okay.
sprint.
So
Then
it's
how will tackle this
okay.
situation? Yeah.
So in that case, so when I detect that defect, so that is not related to the our user stories, so not in a scope. Okay, so it is become the out of
Okay.
scope. Okay, so in that case, so definitely it's going in a defer state. So it
Okay.
is an out of scope. So it maybe comes to an release. But first, when I detect it, so I first reach to my lead test leads. Okay, I explain all these scenarios. So I testing that functionality and I get these defects, but it's not related to that user story. Okay, so if
Mm-hmm.
my test lead says that, so please reach out to the developers. So I then reach out to the developers. If developer
Okay.
says that, so it is not in a scope, so we can test in a future sprints. So in that case, it is a give me permission from my both test lead and developer, so we can move it.
Okay.
Okay, so we can
So
move
so uh,
that.
so uh,
Yeah.
okay. So my next question: how you will take the permission? You will take orally, you will take in a message, or how
Actually,
like say I'm the developer, I'll tell you, we are in the call, and you tell
yeah.
me कि, we have a defect and I can't move this ticket, I don't have any permission to move, blah 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 xyz. Okay, I've said yeah, yeah, we can consider, we'll have the same way, we can consider. So I just told you orally, like right, so how you
Okay.
can take the confirmation from the developer, like yeah.
Okay, if developer says that, so what I can do, so if suppose we are going to connect the calls with them, okay, and trying to explain my what are the defects. So this defect is arises while testings, and can you please look having look over it? So it is we can say that's having in a scope or not. Okay, if it is say that is
Okay.
not in scope, so what I can do, I can just told my reach out to the my test lead, and if it says okay, you can raise the defect, so I will raise that defect. Okay, and after raising that defect, I can move it. Okay, so it is a
Okay.
then comes in a developer bucket. So developer wants to check it whether it is in a scope or not, whether it is valid or not. So it is
Okay.
out of scope, so it is a
So okay.
put in a default state. Okay. Yeah.
So the best way is to handle this kind of situation. You'll just simply told developer you can comment on that particular issue,
Yes.
whatsoever user story you have got.
Hmm.
On basis of your comment, I'll add my observations on that particular comment, and then we can have a discussion with the team on the call or something. Or else you
Hmm.
can also raise the defect. You can link that defect to that particular user story. Under that,
Yeah.
whatsoever you have to move to the sign off, which is not under the current scope. According to your comment, then the following actions will be taken. Means in future we are safe. We are
Yeah.
in safe zone. Like right,
Whenever
and
it is, yeah.
it is not kind of safe zone or something, but it is kind of to be transparent regarding that particular user story, because we are the responsible person. There should be wrong thing should not go ahead, like right, what I think, like
Right.
depends
Right.
on
Yeah,
the
it's
team.
so
Okay.
way. We are going
Okay.
to same way. Yeah.
Yeah, best. Okay, so my next question to you is like, can you describe your experience working with cross-functional testing teams? Means, let's suppose if you are testing any of the particular feature, like right, there might be the case you have to work with a cross-functional team. Means there is a case some different means project is a big one. Some different team is working on that particular project and your functionality might be affect on their module. So how are you going to work with a cross-functional team like, and you have to do the testing on that.
Okay, so it is a rare case happen in the project. Okay, but in that case, so first, while working with the cross functionality with another team, so it is first we have to understand so the what is the functionality of and what they are expecting from us. Okay, so requirements, and on the basis we have to collaborate with us with them, their developers and their leads, okay, and
Mm-hmm.
their testing teams, what are they be testing teams, and getting some requirements, so we have to test that, so we pick up that and we are going to test it. Okay, because
Okay.
sometimes what happens, so there may be having some chances, so now we are what are the currently we are testing, it is different, and what are the requirements may be different. So we have to
Mm-hmm.
continuously having a communication with them, so if we are getting some doubts
Okay.
or clarification, so they have to continuously reach out them, so in any steps or any we can say that while working that.
Okay, so best thing to handle this kind of situation is like you have to do one joint testing. You have to
Mhm.
do one joint testing. You have to arrange one session, and whatsoever test cases you have, whatsoever test cases, let's suppose you are from the QA from another team, I am the QA from the another team. We'll used to usually have the my test cases, your test cases, and
Yes.
whatsoever joint testing we both are going to perform. Like right means let's suppose you have done some changes in your module, then what impact will happen on my module? Or
Mhm.
let's suppose if we do, let's suppose assume a functionality means it's just an assumption. If you are
Mhm.
do some functional changes on your module, then what happen on my module if I do at the same time? We both do at the same time. Like right. So we
Correct.
have to check like this edge cases scenario, and based on that, we'll able to have one joint test scenario sheet, like right,
Mhm.
in which you can add your scenarios as well, my
Yes.
scenarios as well, and joint impact what exact happens on the module, like right. And nowadays, what happens is like is our project is running like right in one project or one application there are something different joint functionalities is also there like right then
Mhm.
nowadays this term of joint testing is come into the picture and will have the impact or else what happens is like if you do some changes on your project then it will have an impact on another side because like in simple words we can say we have an integrations are there in our project
Mhm.
like right
Mhm.
and sometimes in-house integrations is only there are you getting my point what I
Yes,
want
yes,
to say?
yes. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay. So my next question to you is like, can we find the bug using automation testing?
Automation testing, yes, bug find is not, but we can say that. So we are actually in a automation testings, we run it. Okay. Or sometimes having some, we validate by using assertions. If the assertions fails, so definitely we our test case is a fail.
So my in simple word, do we find bug using automation testing? Yes or no?
Yes, yeah.
How you can find? Let's suppose, yeah. If you are you sure if you can find a bug using automation testing?
Yes, we can say that.
Okay, okay, okay. So let's assume I'll give you one scenario. Let's suppose I've got some new functionality from the client which you have to develop. Let's suppose I have some XYZ client. I've got some requirement and I told you like I have got the requirement from the user story or developer had developed that particular this what we can say requirements like right you have got the build for the testing so you have got the build and you have to do the testing only using automation then how you can find the bug can you tell me that
Okay, when starting from the build.
from the starting of the build
Starting from the build. Okay. Then it becomes some little bit difficult. So finding the bugs with the automation. So first we have to do the sanity testing. So whether it is a build or readiness, I mean build readiness, it is stable or not.
yeah let's assume sanity testing has been passed sanity
Okay.
testing has been passed and then you have to do the testing you have to find the bug using automation so is it possible on early stage of the development.
Early stage, no, it's I think my point of view, it's not possible because
Yeah.
we
So
have to do
so
some in analysis type testing. We have to do some on the new build, so it is not possible, I think, in early stage. Mhm.
okay. Okay, so in that case, automation is only used for the regression testing point of view, like right? We have to find the bugs using manual only at the initial stage. Once your functionality, whatsoever functionality or feature is get
Yes.
stable, then you can add to your regression suite or the critical parts,
Mhm.
what we can say, and then you can have the overall testing can be possible, like right? Okay. Can you tell me what is the difference between manual testing and automation
Manual
testing?
testing means we are doing manually, okay, with the help of human. Automation testing,
Mm-hmm.
so we are doing automatically by using the tools, Selenium tools. Okay, so by writing some with the help of some
Yes.
tools and languages and scripts. Okay, so in a manual testing, so we
Okay.
require so lot of times. Okay, to manually execute step one by one another one test case. So getting some time, but in automation, so
Mm-hmm,
we
mm-hmm.
can do the executions faster. Okay, so manually it is difficult to generating the reports of all the test cases whatever we have, but in a automation so it provides
Okay,
the automatic reports.
okay,
Okay, so it gives us, and then in a manual testing so there may be having some human error chances. Okay, so beauty some interaction, so but in a
okay.
automations it works on the scripts, so it is less chances to getting the errors or any difficulties. Okay, and manual
Okay,
testing a little bit is uh, time consuming. Okay, and automation it shows the times
okay,
also and our efforts also. That is
okay. Understand. My next question to you is like, what is the difference between Selenium IDE, RC, and Selenium WebDriver?
Selenium
Can you tell me
ID,
that?
Selenium RC, and Selenium WebDriver. Okay.
Selenium
Selenium
WebDriver.
ID integration development environment. So Selenium IDs we can say that it is a extensions of Chrome and Firefox. So in a Selenium ID, so we are it is
Okay,
used for the creating the easy test cases and test scenarios. Means in that so they're having some options of recording, and then we can play it again. Okay, so we can record the human actions on the web browsers, and then after we can replay it. So Selenium ID having that functionality record and play. Uh,
okay. For record
yeah.
and play. Okay, that is right.
Selenium
Then what
RC,
is Selenium
Selenium remote
RC?
control. So in a Selenium RC, so sometimes we have to interact with the browsers and the UI. So they're having in Selenium RC, they're having intermediate servers. Okay, so if you have to taking some comments
Hmm,
from the
that's right.
Selenium or
Yeah.
browser, so first it is goes to the server and then it reach out to the UI. Okay, this is a yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. And
that's perfect.
Selenium
Then what is
WebDriver.
Selenium
Selenium
WebDriver?
WebDriver doesn't require an intermediate that require the Selenium RC. Okay, so Selenium
Okay,
WebDriver, we can
okay,
say it is a we can use it for the web applications automations. It provides having some integrations with the another frameworks like a TestNG or another JUnit frameworks. And currently we are working as a Selenium WebDriver for our automations. Okay, it is a yeah, it is a popular.
okay, okay. So in all of this Selenium ID, RC, and Selenium WebDriver, by using Selenium WebDriver, we can easily run
Yes.
our whole automation on our local machine very easily, rather than depends on any what we can
Mhm.
say any dependency
Exactly.
or something like right. Okay. So can you tell me what is
Okay,
TestNG
so
framework?
TestNG framework, so test next generation, it is long form of that. And a TestNG frameworks we are uh, used to work on our test cases. Okay, so when a test case is on the basis of this, so by
Okay.
using the TestNG, suppose we have a lot of the test cases, so we have to prioritize the server test cases. Then by using the TestNG, they provide some annotations. With the help of annotations, our work being very easy, so we
Okay.
can prioritize our test cases. Okay, and to execute the test cases we don't require any main method. So normal we have to run some classes or whatever the our test case, so we require some main method. So rather than it provides some test at the test annotations. With the help of at the test annotation, yeah, we can
Okay.
execute the
So
test cases, prioritize
okay.
test cases, we can group the test cases. And TestNG framework also allows us to do the data driven testing. Okay, then parallel testing. Okay,
Okay.
it then we can so that it's generates the reports. Okay, so for that purpose we can
Okay.
execute the multiple test cases at the same time with the help of testng.xml files. Okay, so it provides a lot of features. We
Okay.
can control our test cases and work according to our acceptation on that work cases. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. So basically, we can say by using TestNG, it is an inspired by the JUnit or NUnit
Yes, Jay.
something. It's JUnit or
Yes,
like right JUnit and NUnit, and with the help of TestNG, we can easily
yes.
run our parallel test cases for the same. Like right. So this is a one of the thing. Can you tell me some of the
Yeah, okay.
annotations of the
So
TestNG?
annotations it provides at the rate before suit, at the rate before test, at the rate before class. Okay, then at the rate before methods, at the
Mm-hmm.
rate test, at the rate after method, at the rate after. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay. So it's fine. So can you tell me what is the use of these annotations? Like,
Mhm.
means what exact annotation plays and role in the our
Yeah. Okay, we
automation
start
test?
from at the rate test annotation. So at the rate test annotation in.
No, no. I don't want explanation
Okay, okay.
of annotations. I just want what an annotations plays and role in test engine.
Annotation plays and roles in a test ng. So
Huh.
okay, it is a
Test engine. Yeah.
we can say that is the most important annotations. With the help of we are going to control our test cases. Okay, with the help of annotations we can prioritize our test
Okay.
cases. With the help of annotations we can group our test cases.
Okay.
We can with the help of annotations we can
Okay.
execute our test cases. Okay, so execution count is. Yeah,
Okay, so
yeah.
that's perfect. So in terms of like annotation plays and role in like flow and execution, prioritizing the test cases. So this is an one of the important what we can say functionality which is provided by annotations to the test engine, like or the test engine to the annotation. If I'm saying something wrong, no, yeah, it's right. Yeah, okay, okay. It's like so. Can you tell me what is continuous integration?
Continuous integration. Okay, so integration,
Yeah.
we can say that integration, not sure, but I can try to explain that. So integration, we can say that we are
Okay.
doing testing on multiple models which are interrelated. Okay, so having some
Mm-hmm.
top-down and bottom-up approach in a integration testing. So uh, continuous integrations means
Okay.
I think so. Testing the multiple models, okay, which are interrelated, whether they are uh, working properly or not,
Mm,
or that's the but having some little bit confusion.
okay. So yeah. So in continuous integration, we can say, let's suppose the developer is continuously changing their deployment has been going on any
Mhm.
of the particular build, all right, and the changes is going like right, and that has to be shared to the one repository, okay, and that followed by the automation tests. Means let's suppose let's suppose there is a one stack is there below the stack there is automation test is there and above the stack whatsoever developer making the changes. So by using continuous integration, we can easily get what we can say
Okay.
automation builds to the test detects the error quickly. Means the detection of the error quickly we can get by using the
Okay.
continuous
Okay.
integration. Like right. Okay. So can you tell me what are the commonly used CI automation tool, continuous integration tools in testing?
Continuous integrations tools. So we use the Maven for build and CI/CD
Maven,
in
are you sure?
continuous.
Are you sure? In
Okay,
continuous
continuous
integration.
integration tool. Okay, so for continuous integration tools, I think so. So CI/CD Jenkins we can use. Mhm.
Yeah, perfect. So we can have the different tools such as Jenkins, GitHub
Okay.
Actions, or we can say we have Bamboo, Circle CI. We also have
Okay.
Travis CI, something like right. Yeah. Okay. So can you tell me what is WebDriver?
WebDriver. So WebDriver is an interface.
Yeah.
In a it is a, given by Selenium WebDriver, and this is a WebDriver interface we are
Mm-hmm.
going to use to initialize our WebDriver. Suppose Chrome, uh, we can say that Firefox or Edge WebDrivers. Okay, this is an
Mm-hmm.
interface to initialize our. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Okay, ठीक है. So basically, it is an interface which acts and role of the driver, like from passing
Mhm.
one to another. What we can say, like, right? Okay. So what is test script? Can you tell
Test
me?
script.
Yeah.
How do sometimes sort of test script? Yeah, test scripts. We can say that. So whatever the script we write in a programmatic way, we can say that. Okay, in a dot class files, or we can
Okay.
say that in a Java files. Okay, so that is called. We can say that is a
Okay.
test script. Okay, so what is the codings we write for
Okay.
executing the test
S-
cases for validation purpose?
Okay. Okay. So in simple words, we can say it is a set of instructions written in a programmatic way for to automate the particular flow by using automation testing. We can say it as a test script, like, right? Okay. So can you tell me, like, what is the purpose of setup function, tear down function, methods in
Setup
JUnit?
function, tear down functions, and methods in a JUnit. Okay. So
JUnit, yeah. Means this is
yeah,
the methods in
okay.
JUnit, and what is the use of
Setup
that?
function. So when we are working in a framework and we are following so page object model pattern. So setup
Mm-hmm.
functions we write in a base class. Okay. So setup functions we are executing
Okay.
before running our all the test cases. If there is a having a similarities. For example, I have to open the browser and
Okay.
launch the same URL. Okay, then maximize it and I will apply some global weights. We can say that. So we can write this code in a setup methods. Okay, and
Are you sure that is right? Whatsoever
yeah, I
answer you
think
are
so.
giving. Setup. Okay, then what
Tear
is tear
down
down
means
then?
for closing purpose to close our browsers. In that way, we can say that.
Hmm. So in JUnit, setup function and tear down function is nothing but what we can say in the setup function is usually used to allocate the resource which is required to run the test before what we can say in particular JUnit, like, right. So if you see the GitHub actions, like, right, whenever you are running your CI/CD, when you see the GitHub action, there is uh, on the GitHub there is no playwright. What we can say, there is no playwright has been installed or has been set up to that particular thing, like, right, when you run your job, if you have done CI/CD, when you run your job, you will see the resource allocation is taken place. It fully install the all the dependencies on the particular your virtual machines and all means when you run, then after that your test is get running on the half of that. So at that time we can use the setup function. And what is tear down function is nothing but whatsoever resource, so the dependencies has been get installed, then we have to clean up the resource, or we
Mhm.
can say, like, right, resource for the each test method for each test
Mhm.
you are
Yeah.
running on GitHub, like, right. So for each test, the cleaning of the resource what they have been installed or initialized, then at that time the tear down function is been used for the same.
Mhm.
Okay, so can you just share your screen
Okay, but
once, Kishore?
I have not opened any Eclipse, or I have to open it.
No,
Okay,
just
okay,
share
sure,
your
sure.
screen. Yeah,
Mhm.
just share your screen.
Yes, I'll share. Is it visible?
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, it is
The
visible
desktop.
for me. Okay. So
Mhm.
I have one
Mhm.
question for you. What is 500 series used in automation? You can come to the desktop. You can
Okay,
come to
okay.
the desktop.
Mhm.
Okay. So what is 500 series is used for in Postman
500
in API
series,
testing?
it is
What is
server
500?
side error.
Are you sure? But which
Server
one?
side error. Suppose unavailability of servers. Okay, that types of errors. Server side.
Is five? So can you tell me the different types of 500 series code or
Mm,
something?
uh, we can 502. I think so. 503 or 502. Unavailability of servers. Then I think so. 504
Mm-hmm.
server not found. That's type. Oh yeah.
Okay. So 500 series we can say is an internal server error or something,
Mhm.
like, right. Okay. So can you open the
Yeah,
desktop?
desktop is
Like,
now
so, sorry,
notepad.
sorry,
Okay.
notepad, I'm saying. Okay.
Mm,
Okay. You can open new one. Okay, you can maximize it. Okay. So just take one string. Take the string. String. Okay.
mm,
string string
mm,
equals to. Let's suppose we can say an example of. Let's take my name Om.
okay.
Okay, Om. And give enter. Give enter. And I want reverse of this Om. Like I want a result
Mhm.
reverse string
Okay,
equals
okay.
to mo
So reverse.
reverse string. So how you can just give me the pseudo logic for the
Okay.
reversing the
So
particular string.
reverse in string. So with the help of string, so the
No, you
I can
can
just
just
code it.
code it.
Okay,
Like
okay.
I don't want any
Nice.
explanation. Yeah, there is no need of writing the main and all and
Mm.
all. You can just write the
Pseudocode.
pseudocode.
Okay.
Pseudo means you can write a logic or something.
I will explain it again. Okay, after writing the code.
Yeah. You can first write like.
This is the first way to write the. Okay, so in this code, so we use a for loop. So in for loops, we starts because
Okay,
in a string, so it is a character starts from the zero index, zero, one. Okay, so we have to going in reverse direction. So we starts from
okay,
the one. Okay, but
okay,
in a length, so it starts from zero. So we use a for loop I equals to str dot length minus one. Okay, so it is via length minus one. So we have to
okay,
start from the zero. If it is being two, so we have to reach up to the one. So it starts from the one, zero, one. Okay, then we have to check I greater than equals to 0, then I plus plus. We have taken a one another string. This is the reverse is the empty strings. Okay, and then in a
mm-hmm.
for loop we use the formula reverse equals to reverse plus char at I. Okay, so it's char at I means it starts from the one position.
Okay.
Then
So where
Mhm.
okay, I have understand. So can you tell me where you have stored that particular string into an
In
array?
reverse reverse string,
But first you have to read it and you have to store it into array now, right? Right.
we can also do it in this way, or we can use the string buffer class also. Okay, because string is
Okay.
a yeah, yes,
That
yes.
is important. What I
Okay.
escaped that you can
String
use a
buffer,
string
string
builder or
buffer,
the string
because
buffer for the same.
string
Yeah,
is
it's fine.
immutable.
Yeah, and
String,
by using okay, and by using this, you can also you can store
yes,
an
yes,
character
yes,
array
yes.
for the same, and you can store that particular string into an array. Then you can put some logic while using while
Yes,
loop or
yes, yes.
something like, right, and you can just iterate that particular array
Yeah, yeah.
from
Okay.
maybe
This
left
is
to
because
right.
string is
Yeah,
immutable.
yes, and you
Yeah.
can print that array. Okay, and simply you
Yes,
can
yes.
print that array. Yeah. Okay. So you can stop
Yes,
sharing your
Shiva. Yeah,
screen,
yeah. Okay.
Kishore. Okay. Okay. So I'm done with your interview. Any questions for me?
Mm, no, nothing. Uh,
Okay. Yeah. You are saying something. Like you have any questions for me or
no,
something like
no, no.
you want to ask or like. Okay, okay, it's fine. So yes, okay. So thank you everyone for watching this video. I hope by watching this video you will able to give at least some of the answers, or what so new questions I'm trying to ask or adding into the automation manual, or some what we can say about the scenario based question. Hope you like this our video or our content for the same. Like, right. Okay. If you like our content, you can do subscribe, hit that notification button as well. So hope so you like the video. So that's it. Yes, Kishore, if you want to say something, the two words, how you like this session or something like, and what you can suggest to the person who is watching this video, can you please tell me that, like, is it find the helpful for you for the mock
Yeah,
interview,
yeah,
or how
sure,
is
sure.
the case like? And what message you can give to the another candidate who is watching
Okay,
this particular
so
video?
first,
Yeah.
I think saying thanks, a very thank you so much for giving the times and taking some mock interviews. These are very helpful to us because
Okay.
in our working time, so we didn't get a time, okay, to revise and to
Okay.
introduce ourselves and taking some scenario-based questions. So we are not going to work on it in our personal. So these are very helpful sessions. So while we are going to mock
Mhm.
interviews, so we are getting some new questions and how to explain it, all these things, and any suggestions we are giving the questions, answer to the any particular questions. So we can learn it from the new questions also, new scenario basis questions also, and I can say that. So definitely we can improve yourself, your communication, your confidence, a way to answer the questions, and to prepare yourself. So these are the very helpful sessions. Yeah, that's
Perfect. Yeah, right. So, whosoever is watching this particular session, or whosoever is preparing for the job, hunting for the job, I recommend you to contact with us for the mock interviews. We'll schedule your mock interviews. If you want to join our marathon batches for the mock interviews, we are also scheduling that as well. For the more info, you can contact me. You can contact Pradeep as well. If you want an ATS friendly resume, you can contact with Pradeep. If you want and good Naukri session, what a Naukri session in the in terms of how what is the keywords you will able to use, how you can get a maximum reach for your job searching and all, you can definitely contact with us. It is an our genuine what we can say like genuine practice to reach with to the you or the candidates. It's just an helping hand. Our motto is to just we are here to help you out through our experience to bringing some new candidates, fresh face, or what we can say, and it will also help you people to get your dream job, like, right. So it's just a matter of contact, what we can say, matter of time. And next thing I what I can say to you is like, be confident on you whatsoever things which you are doing. Try to be confident on that. If you are positive from your end, then and then only you will able to get the job. This is an final verdict from me. So I hope whosoever is watching this video will able to connect with me as well. So that's it. Okay. So signing off from this video. Thank you so much for watching. And if you like